All back with more Unconditional Surrender. Still doing training scenario 4. This is my part 16. And just about to move on to the May 1940 turn. Remember the scenario only runs till December of this year. Yeah, I think my cough's going to kick in a little bit again now. It's getting a bit later and maybe talking doesn't help. So yeah, I know I probably shouldn't be doing it, but I've got time to do things, so sitting twiddling my thumbs. Right, let's right. So things moving on pretty well for the Axis. I think that the British have sneaked a couple of things into play. They brought the Western Desert Force across. They also brought that French Alps unit up. I don't know, maybe that's a normal move, to be honest. The fact that you know you have to wait on 3 political successes in Italy now probably allows you to move a unit out there, and then, you know, as long as you get something back down there later on before when it gets closer to Italy activating it. But I've also been playing, well, we've got a pro-Axis mark on Yugoslavia now as well, but I've also been playing with the idea of moving this Hungary unit now that I know I could strategically move it through Germany to France. At least I think that's right. Anyway, let's get the game started, this term started, sorry, with the weather phase. Yeah, so we're in May, and we got a lucky roll the last time and ended up with a 1 and a fair in the mild zone. So a slightly better chance of it this time, needing a 1 to 3 on the die roll, so it's possible. And then you've got June, which varies slightly on the May result, and then July to September, it's fair throughout. Okay, yeah, I could see myself pausing and coughing, and yeah, maybe it won't last that long again, this part, and maybe just have to cut it. Right, so let's roll, see what we get. The weather dice. Was it the green one that needed a 3? I think it was. I think we're good actually. So a 3 for the cold zone, a 3 for the mild zone, and a 6 for the warm zone. So yeah, that does mean, well, actually the cold zone just misses out, it's poor. However, the mild zone just hits a fair result, and then it's poor in the warm zone. So poor, fair, poor. It's exactly as it was, isn't it? Poor, fair, and then poor in the warm zone, was it? Yeah, we rolled a 6, didn't we? Okay, so yeah, it's all good to go again then. So maybe they might conquer France sooner than they did. So declare war phase is next. We're not going to declare war on anybody. The Axis don't want to. The Western faction aren't allowed to because of the Nazi-Soviet pact. Not quite sure what that's all about, but that's in the rules. I'm sure there's a quite clear understanding of why it's like that. Don't get me wrong. It's just I don't know. So economy phase. Well, we did spend quite a lot last time. So let's go and have a look. Now, yeah, something to consider. No, because if you're only going to move 1 Hungarian unit, you only need 1 production. Just remember, we can transfer 1 production down to them from Germany. Yeah, okay, so now the Germans have 14 factories. However, remember, we've now got a factory lost, so they've got 13, so that's only going to be 26. So they've lost a couple of points there. So 26, and they're not going to transfer 1, no. Hungary, is going to just stay with 1. It's got 1 factory. The French are fine. No, they lost 1 as well, didn't they? As in, they lost a city. Which one was it? It wasn't Sedan. It was Wheel, I think. There was Wheel, which had a factory, so that's why they're now down to 7. So they're only going to get 14 production. And the British are still at 9, but again, they've got a factory loss, so they're on 8, so they're actually down to 16 now as well. So that's everything up to date there. Yeah, and the French national will is at 17. Yeah, it started at 20, so we've knocked it down 3. That doesn't seem right then. I've missed something there. Because we will have a limited 1 unit. If they start at 20, I want to say it's 2 cities that we've taken, so I think that's off. Just looking across here, yeah, because we've got Wheel with the factory, but we also took Sedan, wasn't it? Yeah, which is French. That is it. So they should have lost 2 for Sedan, 2 for Wheel, and 1 for the unit. So they should have lost 5, so they should be actually at 15. Did start at 20, didn't they? Yeah, 20. Yeah, so you got to watch these things. Just missing something like that and catch you out a little bit. I obviously did not register that one at all. Whether it was the one for Sedan or the one for Wheel, I'm not sure. Probably the one for Wheel. I think it got taken second, and I did knock the factory down though. Okay, I think I'm struggling here again this evening, so I won't be back for another bit later on tonight anyway. We'll persevere a little bit, but it's a carry on. I'm having to stretch for the pause button all the time. Yeah, I shouldn't be doing it, but yeah. Right, so that was economy. Now we do have strategic warfare, so this is the first time using that. So we're going to have strategic warfare between the Axis and Western factions, not for the USSR. I don't believe so. I think that must have to come on. Maybe that comes on when the Nazi Soviet Pact. I guess when they invade, Barbarossa kicks in. It's losing factories, so my guess it's yeah. Okay, so strategic warfare. Now this just uses the same combat chart. However, it's not something that we each need to roll. Well, you roll a die for each faction, but this is one of the ones. It just says that the Axis carry out this. Exceptions. The weather and the strategic warfare phase are just carried out by the Axis faction. Or basically, it doesn't matter who rolls the dice, shall we say. Right, combat die roll modifiers. Well, hang on, first of all, yeah, the Germans are going to play their submarines. The Western faction don't have anything that they can play. So the Axis are going to play their submarines. So if we had an Axis port in season 1, 2, 7 or 9, that is the one that if you get Brest there in France, but by that time we've taken France if we get away to there. But we'd get a +2 if we had that port. And then the other one's the air unit and a port in season 3 or 4, and that's the one that you kind of want Norway for. So if you have an air unit in here or here, then that's going to give you a +1 to this die roll. And then there's a couple other ones, +1 and an Axis port in season 31. Right, I've not got a clue what that is. I'm guessing it's away. It's under one of my player aids in Culver to the east, way over at the east, I think. And then 32 must be over there as well. So we've not got any of that. And then for the Soviets, Well, they're not involved here. Soviet air unit a port in C-Zone 13, and there is no Western fighter or warship unit in a port in C-Zone 13, which is up, just north of Germany. It's the C-Zone adjacent to Germany. And then this one, which can have an effect, and realise that this is bad for the Germans. For every 3 Allied countries that the Axis conquer, and that rounds up, you get a +1. So at the moment they've got 5, so that would round up to a +2. So in actual fact, if you've got 3, it's a +1. If you had 4, it would round up to a +2, wouldn't it? So 5 keeps it still rounded up to +2. So, but the Soviets aren't involved in this. And then the Western faction would get a +2 if the USA is a Western country. Sorry. Which it isn't. A Western fighter or warship unit in a port in C-Zone 13, which is the German C-Zone. And then +1 per bombed marker in a German factory hex. And then any faction, plus or minus per each event marker's effect. Well, we've got this. It's not a plus or minus. A size modified combat result is divided by 2 for each of the following round up after each division. Per each event marker's effect. Yeah, because that's what the submarines does. Just in the rulebook there's the submarines. Faction may play 1 submarines in the following situations. In a strategic combat in the same phase, the Axis faction may play 1 submarines against the Soviet faction and a different submarines against the Western faction. You can also do it in an air-naval combat in which both the attacker and defender have a naval unit, surface action marker or convoy action marker. As both sides need ships involved. But we're not doing it in any of that, although quite interesting to read that because I hadn't really thought about it. Not really relevant in this scenario, though I don't think. For strategic combat, the enemy modified combat result is divided by 2 round up. So that's what we're going to use it for. So the Western die roll is going to be divided by 2 and rounded up. For air and naval combat, the enemy faction applies a -2 DRM. There's no effect on an enemy air unit. After combat, roll a die, put this marker a number of turns later on the turn track equal to the result. Okay, so we're using the submarines anyway. And there's no German modifier dice. There's no +2 for being German in this one. We just have, basically, we have the submarines. So that's going to divide the Allies dice by 2. We're getting all fuckery all of a sudden. How's that come about? I don't know. Right, let's roll. So grey dice is the Axis. Remember, blue dice is going to be divided by 2. Oh dear. A double 1. I think that's going to be a whole lot of nothing, isn't it? So that's not good for the Axis because they've used their submarines. So 1 divided by 1 is a half, rounded up to 1. So 1 and a 1 is a diamond result. Now, while I'm there, I'm just going to roll this dice for the submarines. Right, that'll be probably that for the submarines. So 6 turns ahead on the track. Well, maybe it still gets 1 more shot. That was pretty bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It comes back in November. So yeah, maybe get a couple more shots at it. So the result was a diamond. Down here tells us the results. So the result is decrease the factory loss marker value for both Germany and the respective Allied country, i.e. UK or USSR, by 1 each. So it's going to decrease it by 1. You can see the results there. So you can see this right at the bottom here. DRDD, excuse me, DRDDDE would decrease the German factory loss marker value by 1, and it would increase the Allied by 1, and then vice versa. The AS and the AA result would increase the German factory and decrease the Allied one. And it reminds you there that it cannot go below the 1 box or beyond the 9 box. So it wants to decrease both of these by 1, but they're both at 1, so nothing happened. All that time waiting on strategic warfare, and it's come to nothing. That's fine. So right, strategic movement. Right, let's look at getting Hungary involved then. And I'm not overly confident that, well, I think I'm getting this right, but let's just say I'm not. I know I kind of go and say it quite a lot that I'm not 100% sure. See, maybe one of my favourites, just as a way of getting out if you've got it wrong. I do feel like this can do this. So, well, let's just try it here, and then somebody can tell us off if I've got it wrong. So I'm going to strategically move this Hungary unit. Now, 10 points. No, that's home defence. Yeah, let's just look home defence again. Okay, so it does say, just look at home defence. Each country, except Germany and UK, USA, and USSR, because they've got different conditions, a country must keep at least one of its ground units within 3 hexes of anywhere within its country's mainland area. So there's still 2 other garrison units here, but they could drift. Well, I'm saying they could drift outside. They can't go into Germany, so. But we could keep one. I mean, potentially I could next turn strategically move this guy or that one. Yeah, I don't think there's anything stopping me that way from doing that. Just where's the rule for strategic movement about? Again, I'm being a bit lazy and just looking in the rule book today. Strategic movement, page 17. Because yeah, I mean it can be any friendly faction, I think, any friendly country, I would think. Strategic movement, page 17. That's not what that is, Grant. That's sent me the wrong place, or I've looked at the wrong thing. Yes, I have looked at the wrong thing. Page 9. So prohibitions of it are: naval unit cannot use strategic movement, unit cannot enter across ground movement prohibited, hex or hex side, unit cannot enter an enemy city, fort or zone of control, but it can start in an enemy zone of control. Movement cannot violate stacking limits. There's no strategic movement across a sea zone. Yeah, and then when it's moved, it cannot be activated in its factions, actions, subphase. It can be attacked. It cannot be improved. Cannot be replaced. Yeah, okay, that's pretty much it. So, and then, yeah, and then the rule 10.3.2 that Stuart had just pointed to me. Was it 10.3.2? Yeah, cooperation limits. Basically, it says any country's counter cannot attack, move, retreat, trace the path, nor be placed in a different active friendly country. But one of the exceptions is, well, one of the exceptions is a supply line can be traced through any friendly country, which is relevant because he's going to have to trace supply back to Hungary. And then the next one is a unit using strategic movement can move through but not end its movement in a different active friendly country. So let's do this. So, oh no. Well, yeah. Am I just going to get in the way here, maybe? Well, that's Brussels. I wanted to make sure I was getting into France. Well, that's not in the zone of control, though, Grant. And that is in France. I'm not really sure I wanted to... Yeah, if you're going to go into France, it's going to have to be either that... In fact, it's going to be that. It's going to have to be that hex. That's not got a transport. That is, but it's in a zone of control of French unit. Well, I'm going to take a bit of a chance and say that we can do this and end up in Belgium or the Netherlands. Yeah, I'm going to take that little chance, and then if we've got that wrong, then so be it. So I think I'm going to move him here. So it comes into Vienna. He's not wanting to play. Along into Prague, through there, into Frankfurt. Now, he can't stop in anywhere, and here, and then through there, and then ends in... So, because that's still in Germany, isn't it? Yeah, so he can't end there. That's into Belgium, isn't it? He's going to end up in there in Belgium. Yeah, that's on 4 grand. Yeah, I'll kind of need to keep the air unit on top there. So, well, come the strategic move the next turn, because he can't do anything now anyway. So come the strategic move next turn, I'll need to go hunting for it. Obviously, if I'm struggling to find the marker, then I'll eventually realise, you would hope, where I put it. Okay, well, we've done that. We'll see. Somebody will tell me if I've got it wrong. So that was strategic movement. As for the western side, no, I don't think they're going to do anything. No, they are not. Right, on to the operations then. Right, over at the Germans. Right, I think we are going to try and take out the French here. It's not going to leave us with an awful lot, but there is a chance, if we get a good die roll on the first one, that we could knock this out in a winner. So we'll go for this one first. So I'm going to have an airstrike from here to here. So 4 sorties each. Remember, the Germans get a +2, so it's going to be a -2 to a -4, isn't it? A -2 to a -4. Yeah, and because your dice fail you, or where you bought your dice from failed you, they're both minuses, eh? So -2, yeah, let's go with that. Okay. Now this is just an airstrike, okay? Oh, well, there you go. Well, that's gonna hit. That's exactly what they wanted. So 6 -2 is 4. And then obviously 1 -4. Yeah, it doesn't, to be honest, it doesn't matter about their die roll. It was all about our die roll. It is a 2 result. So that's what the Germans wanted. So it does mean the Germans incur 1 sortie, however the French incur 2. So that's them inactive now, or not able to activate. I want a 5 for him, don't I? So, and then they can try this again with the 3s. So they will do that. This guy will airstrike here. So a 3 and a 3, but remember again, because of the +2 for being German, it's going to be a -1 to the Germans and a -3 to the French for the 3 sorties. Okay, here we go. Ooh, and that could be bad. Well, again, like I say, it needs to be a high dive for the... Well, they only had a -1, so that might do it, actually. So 4 -1's 3. Yeah, it looks like they're getting the DR2, aren't they? And then that was a -3, so they're on a 1. Yeah, it's a DR2. Oh, yeah, that's only knocked them down to 5, on it? Or knocked them up to 5. So this guy takes the sortie. And this guy takes 2 sorties. Okay. Right, I keep forgetting I've laid some sortie counters aside here, and I keep going in the box to get more. Okay, so, well, yeah, do you want to do it again? Kind of do, just to get out the way, I suppose. because I'd rather have them not. I mean, we're going to have that'll be a 5, that'll be a 5, that'll be a 4. So 1, 2. I'll have 4 available free attacks against the French. That is free air support against the French. If I manage to get through and decide to go after the British, then they've got support. So let me just look at a 4 and a 5. Is there any point rolling dice for this? No, because there's nothing. The best result they can get is a 1. The best result they can roll is a 6, which is a 1. You know. So, and we only need to inflict 1 sortie on them because they're on 5. So it's not as if we get a DR2. It does us any benefit, does it? So I'm not even going to bother rolling the dice. We're just going to say this is an airstrike from there to there, and that's going to go. That's going to get a +1, and there's no way, going by the die rolls, that this could end up with more than a +1. So that's why I'm not bothering rolling the dice. Pretty sure that's right. Somebody will correct me if I've got it wrong. I'm doing the same again. I'm just going in. I've got the units here sitting in Egypt. I'm just forgetting all about them. The sortie markers. Right, okay. So now we can get down to the serious business. But I'm going to have to take a pause. Now, am I going to persevere? I think so. I'm trying to manage it. It's not as bad as it was last night. So I do need to take a short break though. So I'll be back in a bit. Right, okay. I'm back. Right, I think I'm going to start by going for this 6th Infantry. Yeah, because it's pushing on Cali, and it's also annoying this guy. It wouldn't be isolated as such, but he's not going to have any retreat. So, and you know, possibly these are things I should have thought about as a French and moved him from there to Cali. Yeah, there you go. You see, that looks like something that a good player would have done, maybe. Yeah, pretty sure that would have been a better move, wouldn't it? It's easy to say all these things, eh? So, going to activate the first. This is the Panzers, eh? So, going to activate the first Panzer for 2. And attack the 6th French Infantry in a clear hex. We could do it with a dice, can't? So, but in a clear hex, it's only going to be 2 movement points that's going to cost. So I'm not actually sure I'm going to commit any air to this or not. Let me think though. They do have tanks available. And so the base with me attacking with a Panzer is +2 for German, +2 for tanks, +1 for French. So we're sitting at 4, +4 to a +1. If they add the tanks, that's a +4 to a +3. We have the option of air, but oh damn, moving the map again. We have the option of the air, whereas they don't. But I just wonder if it might be better to keep. The only thing I do need to watch this unit at the back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, he can't stretch to maybe an attack on Paris, shall we say. So we've got to remember that. These other 2 are okay. So we'll use that sortie up first on something that's within range. 3, 4, 5. See, and then that's not going to be in range on that either. So, is that suggesting that you should use that now and get it done with and just use it on this attack on the 6th, maybe? Yeah, because well, I'm saying I won't need to move that. I might. You know, the French they're gonna drop back a little. So I might need to move this. I mean, I could maybe move it now, I could move it into here maybe. And use the sortie for that. Rebase it, but that seems a bit weak. I just looking though, I've got all these infantry units up there. So, yeah, maybe I shouldn't actually be attacking that unit. Maybe I should be leaving these to the infantry. Maybe I should go for this guy. Yeah, something to be said for that, maybe. And yeah, I was worried about the movement there, but that garrison, I'm going to put that garrison in there because he's not going to get involved in fighting. That's why that garrison went in there. Garrison that, and then it makes it cheaper to move through as well. Okay, yeah, maybe I should leave the infantry units. Maybe the panzer should go after this then. Okay, so change of plan. Again, do we come out there? I don't know. They've got the tanks. I don't know if to use the tanks or not though. But you're right. You've got to decide if you're command, and you've got to decide if they're command. It's you that makes that decision. And sorry, this is the same stall movement. Okay, I've changed my mind a little, but it still costs 2 to make the attack against the 9th Infantry as to what it did the 6th. So I think we'll do it. We'll go there instead. And again, it's +4 to a +1 at the moment. Right. Well, the Germans aren't commit, and what you're meant to do with this is 2 wee commit markers. Have we got one of them handy? Yeah. So what you're meant to do is you're meant to secretly show one side or the other to your opponent. So you lay it down like that and just say, right, or cover it up, and then you both reveal if you will commit or you won't commit. Now, if you will commit, you've got to commit something. You can go back and forth committing multiple things, but whenever both of you pass, then that's it. The commitment's finished. You can't commit anymore. And of course, if you select will not commit, then you've not got a chance of putting anything in. So it's tricky here. I've just got to, make the decision. But it's difficult because I'm thinking, well, if I put the air in, and if they put the tanks in, and if they don't put the tanks I get the feeling they would not use the tanks here and prefer it maybe once they get across the river. Take a chance on just getting a retreat result. But also, I'm not going to use air for the Germans. I'm going to keep that because that will still stretch down to this Alps unit, which I think I want to have a pop at and try and take Dijon. So that will help with that. So no commitment either side then, shall we say. That's what we're going to go for. Let's say it's difficult to deal with that, isn't it? This is where, obviously, things struggle for me. But you've just got to make a decision. Some of you might be saying, "Oh, you should have used the tanks there." It's clearly a use of the tanks. Well, maybe it was. Or so +2 for German, +2 for tanks. There's nothing else. No, it's not city, not going across the river. It's all in fair weather. And the French just get a +1 for being French. No commitment either side. So that's what we're going for. Whether it's right or wrong might all depend on the dice. Well, a 4 and a 4 probably ends up in a retreat. That's alright for the Germans, though. Might squeeze more. No, I don't think so. So 4 and 4 is 8, and 4 and 1 is 5. Yeah, it's only actually just a retreat. So as a retreat result for the French 9th Infantry, was it? Yeah, we changed things up a little. So so he's not got a choice. He's got to retreat into that hex there. Do the first Panzers chase after him? Well, pretty sure they do, because then they're outside Paris. Okay, so advance after combat. Yes, indeed, they do. So do we just go after the goal now then? The big goal. I'm pretty sure the tanks will come in then. So remember, you're going over a river as well, Grant. So it's a tough one. Plus, -1 for the river, -1 for the city. And I'm going to say they're going to use a tank. So they're going to be at a +3. You would put air into that. So 6. So it's going to be a +4 against a +3. Would we get 2 shots at it? Yes, we would, wouldn't we? Because it's +2 into the... Oh, no, it's not. It's 4, isn't it? The bloody rivers. Yeah, but you've got 8 points, Grant. 4 and 4 is 8. You're good. It's 1, 2 to move into an enemy city. It's 1 to attack a unit in fair weather. And it's 1 for the river. So it's going to cost you 4. I'm doing it. That makes sense. You're going to get 2 shots at it. And the first shot, I'll use up his tanks. However, he won't have it for the second shot. There you go. Right, come on, man. Yes, the French do indeed try to protect Paris as best they can. They bring in their tanks. However, the Germans do call in air support from... Does that not reach? No, we said that already. Eh? So we get air support from the 3rd Luftwaffe. Luftwaffe. Probably pronouncing that pretty badly. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so 1 sortie. Yeah, and the French here can't challenge that because they're all wiped out. We've spent our movement. We're good to go. Okay. So for the Germans, +2 for German, +2 for tanks, +2 for air support, -1 for the city, -1 for the river. +4. For the French, +1 for being French, and +2 for the tanks, +3. So a 3 to a 4. So, I mean, the French could end up, if they get a real swingy die roll here, maybe stop that last attack. They need probably a 6 to 1, right? But here we go. 63. Maybe not. Maybe just a diamond with that, but we shall see. So 3 for the Germans is a 7. 6 plus... Ooh, they're close to it. 6 plus the 3 is a 9. Just about. You can see if the Germans rolled a 2, it would have stopped the activation. Would have ended the activation. However, it's 9 to 7, and it's a diamond result. So no effect. But clearly the Germans are going to push on once more, spend their other 4 points. Also come at that another... yeah, you do. You clearly do. This is Paris here. This is Paris. Let's not mess about. So they activate another sortie. So they stay at the +4. However, the French... Oh, hold on. Well, yeah, that just goes 1 turn ahead in the track. So it comes back in June next month. Right. However, they lose the +2. They don't have the +2 this time. So they've only got a +1 to the Germans, +4. That's right, isn't it? 2 for German, 2 for tanks, 2 for air support, -1 for city, -1 for river. Yeah. So French need a good roll again. I think that might be a retreat. It's close, I think. 6-4. It is just, look. 6-4. It is a DR. So success for the Germans, which is really what they wanted, burst through there. Because that is actually isolating that French 2nd Infantry now. Yeah, so it's a retreat. So they have to retreat out of Paris. There is 3 possible options. Well, we could move here and not have that unit isolated. Because I'm just realising if we advance after combat in there, if he goes that way, then we've got this unit isolated. However, if this retreats down to here, it's going to give him a better shot. He's not going to have a retreat, but he's going to have a unit adjacent. It's a bit riskier going this way, though, I feel. You've got the British unit there. And remember, that's 1st Panzer finished. Yeah, 1st Panzer finished. Yeah, I think he will retreat there then. Plus, it's across all the rivers here, and it gives this guy a chance. Right, 1st Panzer is indeed going to advance and take Paris in May of 1940. So it's a factory as well, and it's their capital. So advance after combat. So drops their factory count by 1, increases the German national will by 2. Sorry, no, I'm talking about decreases the French national will by 2. Sorry. Not by 2, by 4, because it's the capital. So down to 11. Yeah, we eventually go there. Anything else? No. Knocked out a factory. Yeah. No, I think that's it. Right, okay, what's next? We're going to activate the 4th German Infantry for 1. And he's going to attack the 2nd French Infantry into a clear hex. Now, this guy moving here obviously now means he's not isolated. However, he doesn't have a retreat hex, so it's going to be a cost of 2 to attack. So he starts at 8. He's down to 6 to make the attack. So plus no panzers this time, mind. So it's a +2 against a +1. We still have 2 sorties left. I think we want to use one here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we can use that one. So I will use that one. French have got nothing left to give, so to combat enemy. Yeah, so we will use fire sortie. So +4 for German, +1 for the French. Because it's just the German unit and the air support. Yeah, and like I say, he isn't isolated because he has a friendly unit adjacent. Right, so +4 to +1. He's no retreat hex, so good roll for the French. So 6, 6 against 6, isn't it? No, it's going to be nothing then. However, the Germans are going to go again. They spend their R2. That's the thing, they're only being 2, they can get 4 attacks in here. They don't have all the air though. They've only got 1 sortie left. I don't think I want to use that. So that does mean that the Germans are going to drop down to a +2 to a +1. So here we go again. 6 and a 5. Well, it's probably going to be something similar, isn't it? Well, it's 7 on 7. So nothing again. It's just the DR result you're looking for because he can't retreat and he's going to have to take a step loss and then he's reduced. But you need the dice to roll better for you. So I'm going to spend 2 more. I'm going to go again. I kind of feel like I want the air for the attack on that, but then again, it's going to be a +3 to a +1, that one, without air, Grant. Man, here's the other thing. Maybe the second Panzer should be attacking here, but I did think about it first, but I thought, well, hopefully the infantry can do it. But right, we'll go again. Yeah, I've spent the 2, haven't I? Yeah, we're going to attack again in the same odds then. So no air support. Where am I? Because where else are you chucking your air support? Well, maybe we might have Cali. Well, maybe not. Yeah, we might want it for attack on Cali. Doesn't feel like this is the right place to use it. No, I'm gonna go again just as is. Here we go. No, it's not working. So a 6 against a 7 this time. It's still going to be a diamond. Right, we'll take the last one on. So no more. No, I'm going to be stubborn and not use the air again. So same odds again. Oh, they've all been very close. So this is 8 to 6 this time. No, and it's still just a diamond. So the Germans fail. That 2nd infantry is held strong. 4 attacks on it. And it's not budged. And that is the 4th infantry spent. And not only that, he's ended up in that hex. I mean, I kind of avoid him to be advancing. Now, you'll need to watch your 1st Panzer unit now, Grant, as well. I didn't expect that to happen, I suppose. Because at the moment, he's out of he can't trace supply. Okay, so let's go after this 6th infantry now, I think. Well, no, stop. Let's take this garrison unit and let's get the video in where we're going. This garrison into Rotterdam. So spend 1 point to activate that 6th garrison. Then all he's going to do is spend 1, 2, actually 3 because he's crossing the river, and take Rotterdam, take control of it, and then that's him. He's done. So then we're going to activate. Well, hang on. 1, 2, 3 into wheel. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you get 2 attacks. Well, yeah, this costs 2 to go across the strait, doesn't it? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nah, you'd be better using that guy for coming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then attacking that. But I want to see if I can take this first. So, going to activate. You've got the 2nd in there as well, though, Grant. And he's going to be 1, 2, and he'll have 3 attacks available. Which seems better. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to activate this and move him 1, 2. I'll activate them, give them access are down to 21. And I moved 2, so I've got 6 movement left. And we're going to attack the 6 infantry for 2, which is in a clear hex. Down to 4. So again, it's the old 2 to 1, +2 for the Germans, +1 for the French, unless you're feeling like spending your last sortie. Yeah, he's the one that will retreat back into Calais though. That's his only option. I wonder if I should just use the air now to force the... Well, I could have one roll at it. I do have 2 more attacks, hopefully. Unless the die rolls went terribly. Right, let's go with that. Let's just not commit. And the French can't commit anything anyway. Still the dice are just messing. So it's a 3 and a 3, so that's a diamond again. I'll go once more without the air support, and then I think the last one, if I have to, I think I might have to use it. Right, so here we go again. +2 to a +1. So a 6 to a 7. Yeah, it's still a diamond. Frustrating. Right, okay, we're going to commit the air then. Because I don't think I'm going to have anything left to go for Calais anyway. So we do commit the air this time. Spend the last 2 movement points to attack. And hopefully this makes the difference. So it's a +4 this time for the Germans against +1 for the French. So here we go. Yeah, I would hope that was enough. So 4 +4 is 8. 4 +1 is 5. Only just. 5 against 8. Yes, as a defender retreat. So it took everything. So he's only got 1 retreat hex, and that's in Calais and beside the French air unit there. So he retreats into there. Oh, he's no movement left. And remember, your 1st Panzer still needs a bit of assistance. We need something in here before the end of the operations phase. I don't think I want to move the 2nd though, do I? Because it's blocking these. Well, it's blocking this hex for. Hold on. Yeah, because he's not isolated but not got a retreat. Yeah, okay. I don't think I want to move in there. Well, hang on, no, Grant. You can attack from there on the 7th, and he's not got a retreat. He can't retreat to there. He's still not got a retreat. He's not isolated, but he's not got a retreat. What's coming down into here, though? Well, I suppose you could, at worst case scenario, move that 7th garrison down in there. It's a bit risky, though. Yeah, because the French might have a go at that. They've got the 9th here and the 2nd here, and they could do an assault on it. Remember, it gets a -2, so I think you've probably got to consider this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could also have a pop at that. Sorry, maybe not showing you all that. 54 minutes. I'm going to have to go shortly as well. So, got the second Panzer to deal with as well, though. Well, I think while this thinking's on my mind, though, I should probably stay and try and deal with this. So I'm going to activate the 6th Infantry, I think. Down to 20. And just allow the 9th to go after that, maybe. Not worry so much about Calais. Well, if we get a good result on that, we could switch things to Calais. Right, I've activated the 6th. So he's got 8 movement. 1, 2, crossing the strait. This is a friendly city now, remember. Oh no, it's a 1, 2. It's an added 1, 2 Grant. So it's 1 plus 2. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Damn it. Yeah, I was hopeful of getting one little swing on that guy, yeah. Can you do it another way? What would this be? This would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'd get 2 attacks on that. However, do we get an attack on that with this guy? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You do. So hang on, maybe, although I have just moved on a little bit, Grant. I'm just wondering if I should advance after combat with that guy now. Now that I'm changing my thinking. I suppose I'm backtracking a little bit here. Yeah, okay. I hadn't tilted him, so we get away with it. Right, he advances after combat. Right, then I activate the... yeah, let's just do the 6th. Activate the 6th. Move him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into there. He's got 2 movement left. He's going to spend the 2 movement to attack. Yeah, that's just the clear hex. So 1 attack on that we're getting. With nowhere, we can't modify any further than we are. So it's a +2 to the Germans, +1 to the French. No other commitments. And just see where it goes. He's not isolated, but he's no retreat. And he's got a good roll again. So 6 against a 7 is going to be a nothing. They're rolling well. Yeah, French are rolling well. So that's the 6th done. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, yeah, I'm moving that guy down. I'm thinking, what am I doing with my panzers? Yeah. Okay, so then activate the 9th up here for another 1. Down to 19. And he's going to go, yeah, just write down transport line. 1, 2. That's fine. 3, 4 into there. So he's got 4 left. He's going to spend 2 to make an attack on this, leaving him with 2 left. Again, it's a straight up +2 to a +1. Where are we? +2 to a +1. We can have 2 shots at this one though, and then that's going to enable First Panzer to have a supply trace. First Panzer is actually going to be surrounded, Grant. As in, it's not going to have a retreat. Tell you what, French might have a go at that. Right, +2 to a +1. Right, eventually the Germans get a roll. So 8 to 4 It is just a retreat, but, well, it is a retreat. And he can't retreat, can he? This is the second infantry. He cannot retreat. No, he wasn't isolated because of that guy. So, because he can't retreat, he takes a step loss. We spend our last 2 to have a go at him again. And this time, the results are going to be, well, it's going to be a +2 to a -1 because he's reduced. +1 for French, -2 for being reduced. So, +2, -1. That might be good enough. Yeah, because it's a -1, isn't it? So it's 4 and 1 -1. Well, it's 4 against 1. Yeah, so it is a retreat again. He's nowhere to retreat. So he is eliminated. Okay, so he goes in the eliminated units box. And the French lose another national will down to 10. And, well, I don't think the 6th Army are advancing, though. Well, actually, yeah, they can still help trace supply for the 1st Panzer in that hex over that hex. Still not sure it's... Just a little worried about the 1st Panzer where he is now, because this is here, this is here. The British could come up here as well and launch some kind of, I mean, I'm assuming you can have a joint attack. Yeah, you can. Joint assault, maybe, on the 1st Panzer there. I mean, it is in Paris, it is in the city, but you never know. Chuck their tanks in. They get 2 extra units. They chuck their air support in. And Germans are out of air. So, maybe. And then the fact the Germans don't have a retreat, unless I can dislodge, well, one of these. Well, I'm not going to dislodge that. Maybe this, but where I'm getting that from can only maybe come from maybe this guy coming around. Well, I'm not going to advance after combat with that then, because I think it's silly. I think we might have a chance of putting something in there and nudge that guy back so that we've got a... Well, the problem is, if we go in there and nudge him back, well, I suppose we can advance after combat, and then he's got a retreat hex, isn't he? Yeah. Right, I'm going to have to leave it there now for a couple of reasons. That's over an hour, and I do need to take a break, get something to eat. It's unlikely I'll be back tonight because I feel, although the cough's not been quite so bad, it's been still bad enough, and better just chilling out the rest of the night. Should be back with tomorrow for a bit, and then I'm kind of drifting back into work a little bit, but I'll be around. So I'll be back with the next part. Okay, I'm not quite finished the German operations phase, so I'll come back and finish that sometime tomorrow. Okay, cheers.